There's been a lot of discussion lately about made in Canada, product of Canada, and it can get a little confusing. I'm Jen, and I work at a Canadian independent publisher, and I'm here to help you figure out how to keep more of your book dollars in Canada. So, often when we think about books, we think Canadian authored equals Canadian book. But that's not the whole thing. That's only accounting for about 10-15% of the actual economic picture. So let's see where those book dollars are going. If we think of all of your cover price as a pie, they mostly go 4 places. The first is to a retailer. They'll take about 40 to 55% of that cover price. And that's actually a really easy thing to control. So are you shopping at a local Canadian retailer, like our friends Queen Books over there, like McNally Robinson? Then you know those dollars are staying in Canada. Same with Indigo or Kohl's, so our chain too is Canadian. Now, if you're shopping at Walmart or Amazon, not so much. The second piece is the creator or creators. So this includes authors, illustrators, all of the brilliant brains that bring a book into being. Like I said, this is normally how we think of Canadian books. And Canadian stories and points of view are incredibly important. That's part of the reason we were founded 50 years ago. However, that is only about 8 to 15% of the cover price going to creators. That's not that much. How can you tell if your creator is Canadian? Have a look at their author bio online or check the bio at the back of the book. Usually it's like on the flap or on the back. And you can usually figure out where they live from there and thus whether they are Canadian. Part 3 of the pie is the printer. About 8 to 15% of the book's cover price, depending on the size of the print run and what goes into making the book, goes to a printer. So that's actually about the same as the size as the creators. On the copyright page of your book, that's a few pages in, or maybe on your preview online, you will see the words printed in and a country. I can tell you if you're looking at an ECW book, 99% chance or more it was printed in Canada. So those dollars are staying here. And the last piece of the pie is the publisher. That's us. Of that percentage, some goes to editing, design, production, marketing, sales reps, distribution, including freight. So that's how the books get made and get to you. How to tell if your publisher is Canadian? Flip to that copyright page again and check out the publisher's address. If it's not in Canada, well, question answered. If it is in Canada though, it actually gets a bit tricky. So you could have a Canadian-owned publisher like us, we're based here in Toronto, but you could also have the branch of a foreign-owned publisher who has an office here in Canada. So, for example, if it says Nike Canada, you understand that that's not the whole company, that's just the Canadian part of Nike. So the same thing can happen in books. In this case, it's kind of counterintuitive, but the word Canada is a giveaway that Canadians probably don't own that company. By the way, I wanted to take this moment to say, at the end of the day, only about 1 to 2% of that money even stays with a Canadian publisher on a good year. Our margins are as thin as a certain president's hair. So you are really making your dollars go further if you're supporting a Canadian. And that means that you're helping our creative industry, our creators, our printers, the whole ecosystem thrive. So, bottom line, there are 4 places your book money goes: printers, creators, publishers, and retailers. Try to keep as many of them as possible in Canada because more dollars in Canada is better. Happy book buying.